All right, welcome to the Ringer Gambling Show, Wednesday edition. Cousin Sal here with Anthony Dabbundo and Raheem Palmer. Full disclosure, this is not Raheem's normal day. Usually he goes Friday. He switched with Joe House. Joe House had another commitment, golf, let's face it, and Raheem was good enough to sit in. But Raheem has warned us that he's off his game because of this Wednesday switch a little bit.
Yeah, I wake up around 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning sometimes. So my body's just not used to it on Wednesdays.
Why are you? We're not pig farmers here, Raheem. We're betting basketball. It starts in 15 hours. Why are you waking up so early?
But you got to wake up. You got to get to the international basketball. You get the Chinese basketball. You got Euro League. You got NBA. It's just a lot to go through. So
that's the answer.
I got to be up. And then also I try to get a little gym time in, but I didn't go this morning. I'm going to go after the show.
Look at you. He does it all. Dabbundo woke up like 8 minutes ago and put the bees wax under his eyes, right? And that was it. And here he is.
Yeah, I was on a fact-finding mission this morning to try to figure out if Joel Embiid's even going to play tonight. He was present, quote, present at shoot-around, but nice. We'll see. We'll see.
They took attendance, and he raised his big hand, and we thought that was you. All right, well, we do have a fun show today. We have NBA playoffs. We'll talk baseball, Champions League, Dabbundo. Wow.
Oh,
the
baby.
Second semifinal game. We're going to discuss that, plays of the day, and more. We are off TV temporarily. FanDuel Sports Network. Our last show was Monday. Simmons has some calls into Stars and the Oxygen Network, I think. But for now, we are exclusively on YouTube and Spotify. Is that right, Dabbundo? I think that's it, right?
It sounds about right to me. Doesn't change much on our end. Yeah.
Whatever. It really
does. Have more free-flowing podcasts. You don't have to make the TV out times. Someone would say it could be the best thing that's ever happened to the show.
I think so. I mean, the big difference is no commercials.
I wouldn't say that because the FanDuel Sports Network, they treated us really, really well. I got to saw myself on TV a couple times, so that was great.
We'll be back. There'll be, but like Dabbundo said, no commercials is a big difference, and we could curse again. That's the other thing.
Yeah, we did so little cursing during that the 6-month stretch. You know.
Yeah. We really did. Let me start off the proceedings
House was definitely
by saying,
the league leader in curses. Like nobody cursed more than House.
I'll get us going saying, how the fuck did the Lakers blow that late cover? No. So see how that works? More of that. Dabbundo, you don't swear that much. Raheem lets it fly, right?
I've never let it fly on air.
Depends on the moment. Depends on the moment.
I've never let it fly on air.
Right. But you're willing to, right? I mean,
you know what it is? I've gotten to the point where, because I was a DJ, so I've learned how to edit myself.
I see. All right.
When I was in high school, I never cursed. Like I would never curse because I was like, if I want to be on TV one day, like it's a bad habit to have. Then I got to college and that went out the window immediately.
Yeah, it's your surroundings, right? You were the Jerry Seinfeld for a while with the not cursing, keeping it clean. All right, so listen, before we get into NBA talk, though, Dabbundo, let's hit a hump day headline. The Ringer Gambling Show is brought to you by FanDuel. It's been a wild playoff run, but it's not over yet, and FanDuel wants to bring you closer to the court to make more of all the action to come. FanDuel is the best place to bet the teams, players, and plays during the NBA postseason. Build a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout, or try live betting and jump into the action after tip-off. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app now and play your game. You have to be 21 or older in select states, 18 or older in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER, call 1-888-789-7777, or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. That's near and dear to your heart. Fox Sports and Indeed are teaming up to pay one lucky fan $50,000 to watch every minute of the 2026 World Cup, and that fan will be called the Chief World Cup Watcher. You are just exploding right now, Dabbundo.
I'm doing this for free. I mean, I do have a job in sports media, but I would be doing this regardless if I were getting paid or not. I mean, I would love to be the Chief World Cup Watcher. Now, they do apparently lock you in a room, and like you have to spend all of the time in that one room. So
in Times Square, right? Like
but
everyone
it's in
could
Times
watch
Square.
You. Yeah.
People are watching me watch. That's where I'm like, well, that's a little awkward. Like I feel like
do you have to piss in a bottle, or do you have a bathroom?
I'm sure they have a bathroom. I would hope. You know, halftime.
I don't know because I know some
quick little pee break. Do you get your own personal door dasher? Like there's one guy who shows up with the food for you, or do you have to go get your food? How does that work? Also, these games are scattered throughout the whole day, so it's kind of fun. Like you're gonna have early morning games and then late night games go until 11:30 p.m. Eastern. Right. So just an entire summer. I mean, imagine that being your summer job. What are you doing this summer? I'm the Chief World Cup Watcher. Looks good on a resume.
Do you have to do like a report or something like that? It's so crazy. So I know some professional gamblers who sit in front of the screen so much that they will literally piss in a bottle because they don't want to miss up the numbers. Yeah.
Wow. That's
actually
great.
it's so crazy. I went to a casino once and I wanted to go place a bet. I never forget this. I think it was the Denver Broncos. They were catching 7. And before I went to go place the bet, I had to take a dump. I take a dump. And when I get off the toilet, the number moves from 7 to 6. And I was so
you can't
angry.
go. Yeah. You see, this is the benefit of not being on TV. We get urination and defecation stories from Raheem and Dabbundo lighting it up. I think they probably do have a bottle in there or something. I don't know what this room is like. You're right. They should have explained it. But I will say that it's good publicity, but you're going to have thousands of willing participants like Dabbundo. The way to do it is get someone like Raheem who doesn't really like soccer. This is more of an exercise in torture. Right.
Subject, because and also anybody can watch Argentina, France. Do you have what it takes for when Bosnia is playing against Iran or something, and it's just one of the lowest quality matches of the entire tournament? Do you have what it takes then? Because I remember back in the last World Cup was in Qatar, and there would be 5 a.m. kickoffs for like 2 straight weeks during the group stage, and it was like, okay, are you getting up for Iran versus Wales at 5 a.m.? You had to kind of pick and choose your spots, which games you wanted to get up early for. Then after about 4 straight days of me doing the 5 a.m., I was sick as a dog. I hadn't slept. I remember Black Friday, like I was down for the count, couldn't leave bed. It was too much World Cup watching. It brought me down. So you have to have impressive stamina here. You got to watch your diet. Probably got to get a workout in between a game or two. If you just sit on the couch or sit on this random couch in Times Square for a month and a half straight, you could be doing serious damage long term.
Damn, it's a month and a half straight. Oh my God.
It's June 11th to July 19th. Yeah.
And there's no days off? There's got to be
a few toward the end, but the first 3 weeks, 0.
Holy
I don't know if
crap.
you could pay me $50,000 to do that.
Yeah, and then Raheem, you might be one of the few people who are actually awake during some of these like games starting, right? Like there are 5 a.m.s on the East Coast, Dabbundo?
No, that was for the last World Cup.
Oh, okay. All right.
I think the earliest World Cup start time is noon.
Oh, all right. Well, you could do that. I think there's going to be a lot of unemployed people throwing their hat in the ring for this. Why not? Month and a half, 50 grand. Everyone watches you. I just wonder what kind of, it's great publicity, right? For Indeed and Fox Sports. I just wonder what kind of a spectacle it is. Like, hey, we have to go see the guy watching. Look, he's losing his mind. He's banging his head against the glass. But Dabbundo, hopefully that's you. Let's recap this NBA action from Tuesday night. Pistons, Cavs, the line was 3.5, not close to that. The over-under was 215-ish, 215.5. It went, just under, Raheem, 111-101 final?
Yeah, the biggest thing is that you were able to cash your 9.5 with a late dunk. That was that was incredible.
Baby.
I'm watching it happen. I'm like, Sal, let's go.
Come on. I got lucky. I've been getting lucky this year, I have to say. So that was, that wasn't even a big payout, but it
adds up, though.
It avoided a -2 units right there. So that's what it was. But smooth sailing for the Pistons. They led by 16 after 1 and then never looked back. All 5 starters in double digits. I don't know, Dabbundo. Harden had 22, but 1 for 7 from 3. We didn't know what to expect from coming off 2 Game 7s this weekend. Both teams mildly surprising to see Detroit cruise.
It was mildly surprising for me. Cleveland shot the ball pretty well from the field. Donovan Mitchell finally made a few threes. He was not inefficient. But really, I was just amazed at how little Cleveland got from their front court in this game. Just 0, completely shut down. Jalen Duren didn't have a light it up in the box score kind of game, but I thought he played a much better game in terms of just protecting the rim and not getting bullied inside like he did for good portions of that Magic series. So a bit of a kind of a resurgence game for him. Ultimately, though, nothing in this game told me that or changes my opinion in that it's going to be a long series that's probably going to come down to Game 6 or Game 7.
Well, I think the key themes that we're seeing is that Cleveland can't play on the road. They're 0-4 straight up and against the spread on the road right now in the postseason. And, on the Monday show, somebody gave you guys Jalen Duren double-double. So
I was just going to ask what it was. Yeah, I forgot what it was, but 11 and 12.
It was -115 and it got bet up to -135
Good job
while
by
we
you.
were on the show. So I was really high on Duren having a big series. Obviously he didn't necessarily fill it up. He only had 11 points, 12 rebounds, but
Right.
I think there's more to come from that. But I think the biggest thing that we can take away from Game 1 is that they have to stop turning the ball over. If you look at the Cleveland Cavaliers, they had an 18% turnover rate, and they conceded 31 points on turnover. So if you turn the ball over 20 times, concede 31 points, you're basically giving a Detroit offense, which isn't very good in the half court. If you look at what they did in the half court, they only scored 96 points per 100 possessions in the half court. So basically, Detroit being able to get out in transition and convert some of those turnover opportunities into points, it kept them going. So I think that's a thing to where I don't know if that's going away. And then I think Detroit's going to have the edge inside. I'm actually not surprised what we saw in game one. And, believe it or not, I'm not going to tell you to make this bet, but I do think there's a little value in Detroit to win the series, even at the current number, because I don't see the Cavs winning game two.
I wanted to go over this because I see the same thing. Detroit is minus 200. Is that what you're saying, to win the series? And yeah. I feel the same way. They're golden at home, a.k.a. Cleveland's junk on the road. And if they're going to go up 2-0, I don't want to say it's going to be impossible for Cleveland, but you're going to say, shit, why didn't I have minus 200 for Detroit to win the series? So find a dance partner with that. And
Raheem casually not mentioning who led the Cavs in turnovers in game one.
I know that's my guy, but yeah,
he's been awful. But the turnovers have been. If you were to pick one reason why Cleveland had to go 7 with Toronto, it would be that Mitchell and Harden kept turning the ball over. They combined for 10 last night. It's been disappointing because they haven't shot the ball that well either. It's one thing if Harden's making a bunch of shots. 1 for 7 from 3. Yes, he has 7 assists and 8 rebounds, but also 7 turnovers. Yeah. And like you said, Detroit can't really score in the half court. Maybe it's just a game 2 under for me.
I don't know. Did you see Donovan Mitchell's quote when they asked him why he isn't getting to the free throw line? Did either of you see what he said?
What did he say?
I don't flop. So this is a problem, obviously, but who is he referring to on the Pistons specifically?
Would you consider Cade to be a foul baiter? I don't think Cade's a foul baiter.
I didn't think so. So is he just talking in general, or is he pointing to this series?
The other NBA series in this,
Sure, yeah. I feel like
maybe he's been talking to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's
Brunson,
been crashing out.
Jaylen Brown. Yeah,
Jaylen Brown's a lunatic. Yeah. He's a lunatic. This was their best year. What are you going to say? I feel like each team for the conference finals, I'm looking ahead, needs a flopper, right? So we're going to have Brunson. We're going to have SGA. I think the Spurs, if they get there, we need 4 floppers going at it, right? It's not fair if it's just 2.
It's the most annoying part of the Knicks and the Sixers series is that both fan bases like to accuse Embiid and Brunson. It's totally shameless, though, because, let's be honest. They're both doing it. We can acknowledge it. We can just say it. We all watch it happen. And we don't have to
US politics.
only blame the other guy. Exactly, when they're doing it themselves. Everybody's putting their clown masks on to talk about foul baiting. It's ridiculous.
Right. All right, so game 2 is Thursday, 3.5. Detroit's a 3.5-point favorite, 215.5. We're seeing. So let's hit that Thunder Lakers. That was 15.5, and the Thunder covered
barely
90, way under 213.5. Kind of a weird game. I think SGA had 4 turnovers in the first half. He only had 18 points. He only had 2 made free throws, which is always weird. Holmgren with the double-double. One team went 10 for 30. The other 13 for 30 from 3. It's kind of scary that OKC can win a game like this, Raheem, by 18, but also no surprise, right?
I was watching the first quarter. I'm like, the Lakers are playing tremendous. And then you look up and they're down 5 at the end of the first quarter. And it's like, all right, how didn't the Lakers win this first quarter? But, ultimately you got, a great game from LeBron James, 27 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. But Austin Reeves was a complete no-show. Austin Reeves, 3 for 16, 0 for 5 from 3. I don't know if it's even going to get better. I'm starting to wonder that maybe the books are never going to be able to set a proper line on Austin Reeves because it's clear he struggles with physicality. He struggles with good defense. So the Lakers are, they're in trouble. I just don't see how they can win a game in this series without Luka Doncic.
Yeah, and it was Marcus Smart and Austin Reeves. But Austin Reeves, you're right, lowest field goal percentage by a Laker in the playoffs over the last 35 years, 3 for 16. That's 18%. And they're doing the Austin 316. I don't know if that means anything to you, Dabbundo, but a little nod to the WWE. He was 3 for 16. I don't. Game 2 is Thursday night. It's 15.5, 209.5. What, Dabbundo, we talked about, is this a sweep or is this in 5? The sweep is now minus 115. In 5 is plus 190.
Yeah, OKC on the road has not been all that impressive the last two playoffs. And I still think if we're going to get an effort, it's going to be like a game 3 where the Lakers come out and hit a bunch of threes. But the problem is that, the way to beat Oklahoma City is if you can make a lot of threes. We saw Indiana do that in the playoffs. We saw Indiana also get tempo, but the Lakers turn the ball over a lot. That was a problem. And they don't make enough threes. I mean, they made 10 threes last night, and LeBron hit 3 of them. And they only attempted 33. So they want to get downhill. They want to get to the rim. You're not going to do that against this OKC defense, and you're especially not going to do it against this OKC defense in OKC, where you're not going to get any calls because they never get called for anything at home. So I'm laying it again. It's my way of saying in game 2. I'm laying it again. I bet OKC spread every home game they played in the playoffs the last couple of years, and I'm going to do it again because I do think that even when the Lakers, like you said, play well, hit some shots from the outside, they still aren't able to do enough here. And they finished, 17 turnovers in game 1.
Yeah, if you turn the ball over against Oklahoma City, you are not going to win that game. Like, that's just what it is. Because if there's a weakness in Oklahoma City, it's always been their half-court offense. But they can get you out in transition, and they can kind of score at will. So it's tough.
Lakers now plus 1,600 to win this series. I don't know if it matters, but Ric Flair, another wrestling reference here. Ric Flair called out, did you see Luka Doncic? What did he say? Please get in the game, take a shot of cortisone, and deal with the pain. They are paying you $50 million a year, and you're not there. WTF. Hope Jeannie Buss trades you next year. Nobody wants a lame duck on their team. Wow. I didn't even know he rooted for the Lakers.
Yeah, I didn't know Ric Flair was a Lakers fan. Like, that's crazy.
We're going to see him at game 3?
What do you mean? Which game 3?
Oh, when the Lakers come home, is he going to be there? I mean,
is he going to be a fan? Coming up?
Yeah, is he going to show up?
I think he did a couple of woo-woos for the Hornets a few years back, but since when is he such a Luka hater or a basketball fan? Raheem, minus 185 OKC to win the title. That number just climbs and climbs and climbs.
Like I said before, keep adding to it like it's your 401k.
Yeah.
And I also think their championship equity has improved because the team that's supposed to be their biggest challenger lost game 1, and we don't know if you're even going to be able to bounce back.
Well, yeah, we're going to talk about that game in a second. But
somebody sent me a Reddit thread of the making fun of other ringer NBA shows, all of them picking the Celtics and the Nuggets and all kind of like hyping up these other teams. And I'm like, clearly they didn't listen to the gambling show because we've just been saying, hey, let's be boring, guys. The Thunder. Yeah. Imagine that, picking the best team to win. You're allowed to do that sometimes.
Sometimes we're not boring. Sometimes we go 3-0 with our best bets like we did Monday. We're going to match that again. Yeah, it's interesting. I would imagine, Raheem, if the Spurs went up 2-1, then maybe OKC goes down a little bit, that title price, a little bit. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Somewhere in there. All right, let's hit.
But either way, like they're going to probably need 6 now to win this series. And even that means that OKC is going to get 4 extra days of rest before game 1 of the conference finals. That's huge. Yeah.
I haven't looked at the days off. I know it's going to be maddening because they have a finals date set, right, for game 1. So we could be waiting a while on somebody. All right, Wednesday picks. Let's do it. Knicks 7.5, 216.5 against the Sixers. Raheem, right back to the well. Good for you.
Yeah, I'm laying it again with the New York Knicks. I mean, the biggest thing, if you look at their last 3 games, they basically become a juggernaut. 32-point lead. Won by 29 points. 61-point lead. Won by 51 points. 40-point lead. Won by 39 points. They are taking these teams into the deep waters and drowning them. And I think the biggest thing that you're seeing is that with Joel Embiid out there, they really can't defend this team at all. So, I mean, look, a lot of people are going to look at this and say, all right, this was the spot. Game 1 was the spot that you fade Philadelphia, and now it's the bounce back spot. But, odds makers open this line 6.5. And me personally, I think this line should be 9-10. Like, let's make sense of it.
Yeah.
The Boston Celtics were laying, 10.5 in game 5?
With Embiid out there, yeah.
With Embiid out there. You cannot tell me that the Boston Celtics in the playoffs, from what we've seen this year, is better than this New York Knicks.
Good point. Yeah.
So it's just the line is just flat out wrong to me. And then I look at my model, and my model actually has it Knicks minus 10.3 for the full season, if I'm using full season numbers. If I use post All-Star break numbers, I have it 13. I'm not even going to tell y'all what I have it for the playoffs because we all know the playoffs are a small sample size. I just listed how many times the Knicks have beat teams by 30 and 40 points. So y'all know my number is crazy on that.
Yeah,
I
you
think
have the team that had a 61-point lead the other day. You have them a little higher in the playoffs.
Yeah. So yeah, give me the Knicks minus of 7.5. I also think this is an over. I think the Philly offense maybe can play a little bit better, but I think the biggest thing we saw the Hack-a-Mitch early. So if you go to the Hack-a-Mitch early, guys are going to the line. We know Embiid he's a flopper. So you got two floppers on both teams. So let's go over again too.
And he might be flopping from the bench, right? Dabbundo, like you said, if he even suits up for this.
Yeah, there's been some weird stuff coming out of Philly this morning about the shoot around and about Embiid potentially having something flare up, and nobody's really sure what his status is. And so I'm going to actually take a little flyer on this. One, there are some issues the Sixers have. Certainly, everybody's talked about it with the ball screen defense. I was actually even more impressed, though, with how well the Knicks defended the two-man game, because Maxey and Embiid have been killing people with the two-man game for years. They really couldn't get to the rim, and they couldn't get Embiid easy mid-range looks that he just knocks down easily. So if Embiid plays a little less tonight, or maybe doesn't play at all, Andre Drummond 5+ points and 6+ rebounds, plus 1150 SGP at FanDuel. You can get a little crazy, a little carried away, maybe, but it's worth a flyer. Also, because the other center the Sixers like to roll out there, Dabbundo, turned in one of the greatest 3-minute performances in NBA history in Game 1 when he committed 5 fouls in 3 minutes. I have never seen that in an NBA game where the guy wasn't, end of game fouling on purpose. So I don't know if Embiid is going to play or not. I think he probably will based on the way the shoot-around's trending, but there's a chance he doesn't. So you're chasing some upside here on that. As far as the matchup goes, I am tempted by Sixers plus 7.5 because I do think the market's getting a little out of hand, but I'm not betting it.
Raheem, no Embiid. This line goes to 10 or 9.5 or more.
I'm trying to think.
10.
Yeah, I think it's 10. I definitely go to 10.
And then do you bet the Sixers? That's the question. I mean, the Maxey thing in Game 1, he only attempted 9 shots. Mm-hmm. There's just no way the Sixers can be competitive with that. He gets a little too passive sometimes. He doesn't shoot enough. This is me, Sal, calling out Tyrese Maxey again.
There you go.
In hopes that they can get him to put in a performance like he did in Game 6 and Game 7, because I was thoroughly disappointed with his Game 1.
You did it. You did it once before. Do it again. All right. Yeah, I do think for Philly to keep this close, at least they're gonna have to. It's gonna have to be some. Well, I mean, Paul George has been pretty good anyway, but that's my player prop. 3 or more threes at plus 108. He's made at least 3 3-pointers in the last 6 playoff games. 3 of them on the road, including 4 versus New York in Game 1. In 8 playoff games, he's shooting just 43% from the 2-point range, but 57% from 3. So he's gonna have to light it up in one of these games soon for the Sixers to have a chance. All right, those are our Knicks 76ers pick. Now, are they overlapping again, these games? I still haven't
not
had
tonight.
Oh, they're not. Okay.
Doubleheader.
Why did they? It was explained to me that the networks only have so much prime time real estate for a season, and that's why they had to over. I mean, that really didn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense with
streaming era.
streaming.
That makes no sense. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I don't hate it for what it's worth.
Well,
I thought I was going to hate it, but I didn't hate it.
But you know what? Though? I do think the first Knicks game was on NBC. It was on regular NBC. So
yeah. No matter what, they come out with this is the highest rated whatever ever. So I guess it doesn't matter. But
the way they count ratings, I think, has changed, and now everything just keeps breaking all the ratings records. And it's great headlines, but I don't actually think it means anything.
Well, and then like hockey had the best first round ever, and I was like, I know I tuned in for like 6 minutes of some of this stuff, and I'm a pretty avid fan. I don't know. All right, so Spurs 10.5 now, went up a point, 216.5 versus the Timberwolves. Poor Raheem woke up at 4 a.m. to research Spurs minus 9.5, and what did they do? They they change it to 10.5. But Raheem, you're gonna finagle your way around the Spurs bet. You still like them?
Yeah. So I gotta preface this because I'm not that confident in it. Like I think the things that we saw in Game 1.
What an endorsement!
Kind of has me scared off. But this is a trend that I kind of blindly play. Top 3 seeds that go down 0-1, Game 2 on the road, 35 and 23, 60%. The last one we saw, Pistons Magic.
Right.
Magic go out there and beat them Game 1. Pistons go out there and smoke them Game 2. So I kind of automatically take this. Now, this number has moved up from 9.5 to 10.5. It kind of pushes me to a different direction. So I'm going to go Spurs first half minus 5.5. I think they need to get off to a fast start. Wemby has to get going. He didn't play particularly well. He didn't shoot the ball well from three. So I think if you get those things going, plus a solid whistle, plus motivation, I think they beat them early and often. So let's go first half -5.5.
I like that a lot. And I looked, I tried to splinter it a little more while you were giving your analysis here. The first quarter, they don't do you any favor. I hate when they do this. What do you think it is?
Probably 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah, that's not fair. Come on, there's 4 quarters. Multiply by. I know everything doesn't have to be tidy, but the line isn't 14.
Yeah,
Why are they doing
14.
it?
Brutal.
Yeah. Give me a break. All right, Dabbundo, you have a similar way of taking the Spurs here, I think.
Sort of, yeah. I'm going back to the well. We lost it barely the other night. I mean, I felt great after 3 quarters. I'm like, all right, they're like, 67, 69 points. Like, we should be fine. And then they came out guns blazing. Every 3 went in, attacking the rim. Gobert went out. They went small. They kept it relentlessly applying rim pressure, and it worked. Good for them. Let's see it again. Let's see it again in a game 2. Let's see how Ant Edwards looks after playing 25 minutes. Any kind of soreness for him, potentially. That's an opportunity to potentially go against the Wolves. Let's see what the Spurs do to counter this, too, because they have been very, very good off a loss this year, haven't lost much. We haven't seen them in a playoff setting necessarily, and where they've like really been in danger. I know they lost game 2, but that was kind of weird again because Wemby didn't play the second half, so I'm not going to count that. But ultimately, I need to see Minnesota keep pulling this off because their offense did look pretty stuck for 3 quarters. We know they're going to lock in defensively. We know that the Spurs are going to be forced to play at a slower tempo than they want to, and that's what Minnesota wants. But I don't think Minnesota's offensive efficiency was there for 3 quarters. So just one big quarter puts it over. I'll bet against it again. Under 103.5 Minnesota points.
Oh, you got an extra one there, huh? Was
moved up.
Goes to 103.5. All right. Good job by you. Yeah, you mentioned Anthony Edwards. I'm going to lean on that player prop. Under 20.5 points, -112. He went under 20 on Monday in game 1, coming off the bench. Still not 100%. 15 or fewer shot attempts in 3 straight playoff games and last 6 of 8 overall. 6 of his last 10 playoff games went under 20. 3 straight games he's played 25 minutes or less. This could be the one. There was talk about him from people that he should maybe sit this one altogether since it's not a must win. These are not smart people, but still people. But truthfully, this could be a game where it gets out of hand early, as do much of these game 2s where the road team wins game 1, and you could see low minutes and therefore low point total from Ant Edwards. So I'm going to go under 20.5. The series line is interesting.
You won't believe this, Sal, but there was actually a prominent WIP host who said the Sixers should have rested their starters in game 1 because of the turnaround and been more ready for game 2. That was the big Galaxy brain take that coming out of Philly. What a world
That is an insane take.
It is the worst
prominent?
take. He is still prominent. Hosts a prominent Sixers podcast too.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you can name him if you want to.
And the thing I hate about that take too is that people don't realize you still have to give the team time to figure things out.
Sure.
Like,
Right. You also have to make the other guys try too. You can't the Knicks show up for game 1. They load manage. They get an easy win. I mean, it was. I mean, look. I get how media now is. Everybody's got to have the hottest take imaginable, so you can get the clip, the 90-second clip that goes viral. Which, by the way, is how I found out about it. So good job by them getting it into my timeline. But I I threw my phone up against my bed. I said I can't look at this anymore. What are we living in? People load manage to play playoffs now. We're gonna load manage.
That's crazy.
Our producer Cliff wrote SMH in our Zoom chat. He knows who I'm talking about.
I mean,
Spike asking. I mean, come on, man.
Well, should they have sat everybody in game 2 against the Celtics? Like, we've seen it enough times. All the other team has to do is go 10 for 40 from 3, and you're in it.
You win. Yeah.
You're really gonna sit? Like, I don't know. Stupid. So Raheem, this series line for the Spurs Wolves, it opened at like -3,000, and then it was like -8. What the hell was it? It was like -1,250.
Yeah.
So that was after the Ant news that he might play game 1, because I think it went down even down before they even announced that he was playing game 1. -210 now, +176 for the T-Wolves. Is there any value in San Antonio? Because if they win this game, that everything trends towards them winning. What are they going to be? -400 again?
I don't want to take it because I think Minnesota game 3 is the spot. Like I think that is that's the hammer spot. So I'm not really seeing value. And I said on Monday, if I knew Anthony Edwards were playing, I would have took the Wolves. But it just the news was just so strange. So
Agey. And they really stole the game too. They were down most of it.
Right. So maybe
Yeah, I
the
don't
plus
really know what to do with this
176 is the way to go here because you get a freebie.
Or you wait till they lose tonight, then you take
wait till they
Minnesota,
lose.
Yeah.
plus 275. Yeah.
And they'll be getting points in that game 3 also, right?
Yes.
A few. So there
Plus
you go.
2.5 probably. Plus 3.
Yeah. All right. That's our basketball talk. The Ringer Gambling Show is brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are here and everything is on the line. Every possession matters. Every bucket swings the game. And tonight is your shot to boost your bet. That's right. All customers get a profit boost tonight. So when the moment hits, your win hits bigger. And FanDuel is giving you better payouts on same game parlays all NBA playoffs long. Maybe make it SGP with the Knicks since as we know, the Sixers are sitting everyone tonight. Wow, that was such big news, Dabbundo, with national news. Lock in your bets, boost your odds, and make the playoffs pay off with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Head to FanDuel.com/gamblers to get started. FanDuel, play your game. You have to be 21 or older in select states or 18 or older in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in is required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. Raheem, I know you woke up early. Now, if you want to take like a 3 or 4 minute nap, now is the time because Anthony Dabbundo is going to go over his Champions League semifinals plays. Right, Dabbundo? You ready for this or you want to skip it?
Well, we could do it. I'm just bummed House isn't here to pretend to be interested. I was really hoping that he would be here.
Oh, do you think that's why he skipped out?
It might
my
be.
God.
Wow,
Might
we have to
be.
look into this. He hates it so much, the 3 or 4 minutes we devote, that he had to schedule an unscheduled golf outing. Interesting. All right.
Is he playing golf today? Is that what he's doing?
I don't know. I never heard.
He
what it
did
was,
say a
but-
prior commitment in our group chat, which
Right,
who knows
right,
what
right.
that could be. That could be anything. I did
well,
text him.
prior
If
to
he's-
the text, like 2 minutes prior. Yeah.
I think he's coming up for the PGA next week, so I got to figure out. I have an
Nice.
extra ticket for Sunday. Do I invite Joe House?
To the Sixers.
You gotta
oh,
invite
wow.
Joe House.
Got to invite Joe House, right?
Then y'all
For
gotta
the
get a good
PGA.
meal. House eats so well.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true.
That's
Yeah.
the best. That's
Yeah, invite him
just
to the final
best.
round. Maybe have hang out with House. A little Aronimink Golf Club next weekend.
Wait a minute.
Cash
Do
in-
you have
you cashing
tickets to
out, right?
But what do the Sixers play Sunday at home?
No, tickets to the PGA
No,
next.
I
Sunday.
get it. But when do they? Oh, next Sunday. Okay, I'll say.
Yeah, the Sixers are not. Sixers game 7, I think, would be if they got there next Sunday, but I don't know that
But
we're going
that's
to get there.
New York. That's New York anyway. Okay. All right.
it'll be
So
in New
let's
York.
do this Champions League. Arsenal, Atletico Madrid yesterday. Arsenal wins 1-0 at home. They advance to the finals where they'll play the winner of Bayern and Paris, PSG, however you want to say it. Tell us about yesterday.
I was kind of hoping you would try to say it.
Damn it. Saint
Paris
G.
Saint Germain.
Paris Saint Germain. Yeah.
Germain. Okay.
Germain.
We're very cool.
We're working on our French, but finally, both teams have scored no hits, Sal. You're
Yeah,
a week
nice.
early. Yeah, we didn't bet it yesterday, though. Arsenal advances to the final in the most Arsenal way possible. They've conceded 1 expected goal total in 3 matches. They are just winning the most boring but effective. It's brutally effective. Their fans hate it. They're kind of like the Eagles. They win ugly. Nobody really enjoys watching it, but yet they just keep winning, and nobody's really sure how to beat them. But today should be fun. The total opened for the first leg at 3.5. It's pretty high for a soccer game. It hit by the midpoint of the first half. It was 2-2.
Oh, yeah.
Then it ended 5-4. The total opened for the second leg, 4.5. It has since come down a little bit. It's about 4 most places. I don't mind the under, but to be quite honest, like if you're watching this game and you're like, you know what, my big bet is the under.
That's not
You're
fun
just
to root for.
you're really taking away from the fun of
Yeah.
what should be
Right.
a fascinating match. What we learned in the first leg is that both of these teams have problems trying to man mark the other. Both teams play a very aggressive press where they go man to man and essentially try to win their duels, turn people over, and get the ball to their incredibly explosive attackers in space as much as possible. And both teams did that a ton. PSG was more efficient with their finishing. They had 5 shots on goal. They scored all 5. Manuel Neuer, the goalie for Bayern, has been a disaster. For large stretches of the Champions League knockouts. He donated a goal to Real Madrid early in the quarterfinal, was pretty poor in the semifinal first leg. But even despite that, not trusting him, I still think Bayern is the clear team here to advance. They are minus 115 to do so at home. They have been unbelievably dominant in the Champions League, almost 2 goals better than their opponents. this season in expected goals, and close to 3 in actual goals. So just Bayern at home this year has been such a wagon that I trust them to advance. I'm going to go Bayern 3, late goal, PSG 1. Bayern advances, moves on to the final, plays Arsenal. Bayern will be a slight favorite in the final. And when we get there, Arsenal is going to be a good bet as a dog, an ugly dog in the final on May 30th.
So you're sticking to your guns because I think this was your pick last week. You said look ahead, Bayern to advance, or did you have them to win it all? I forgot what it was, but you definitely like them to advance. Yeah, as early as last week. So okay, so because they're down 1 on the aggregate, they have to win by 2 in regulation, or win by 1 in regulation, and then win in extra time or whatever.
Penalties, okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna go with you on this, Dabbundo. Don't screw me up here. So I think I'm a sissy when it comes to this stuff. I'll probably take Bayern plus a half.
Minus 400 roughly, probably.
Oh man, I can't even find
I actually
it.
don't like that because it's a pretty high variance game the way these two teams play.
Oh really? Okay.
Obviously, like Bayern, a draw is no good for Bayern, so you could run into a world where if they're tied late, like it's 1-1 or 2-2, Bayern will have to go so heavy for a goal.
Okay.
That PSG will be available on the counter. So I don't love doing them plus a half here.
All right, how about this? So Bayern and a draw is minus 450. Okay, I'll stay away. How about Bayern and PSG as a double chance, minus 600?
So the game will not end in a draw. Well.
I'll find some stupid basket. I'll put that with the Spurs money line. We'll get
these two teams have played a lot in the last year. They played at the Club World Cup last summer. It was 0-0 for an hour and 10 minutes.
Right.
And then PSG got a goal. They got 2 red cards. And even though they were down to 9 men, they still scored again on the counter as Bayern were putting everybody forward to try to score a goal. PSG hit them on the break. They played in the fall. PSG won that, but there was a red card involved. So, Bayern won that, but there was a red card involved. So, I think these are by betting odds the 2 best teams in the world right now, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Very excited.
I have a question for you.
Oh, so there's when are we moving on? Is the question when are we moving?
No. The question is, so there's 3-way markets for this for soccer. What's the advantage of betting the 3-way market? Because I say, with Bayern, you lay minus 120 to qualify on the 2-way market.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the advantage? So why would you bet the 3-way market if you want Bayern?
Right. Well, if you lay the money line, so let's say Bayern wins by exactly 1 goal in regulation. Let's say it's 2-1 Bayern after 90 minutes. Referee blows full time. Bayern will cash the money line, so it's like minus 160. They will not cash the 2 advance because they're going to have to play another 30 minutes to decide who advances. So if Bayern wins by exactly 1, they're down a goal.
Going into this. Yeah. So they would need extra time to this. Yeah. It's
so Bayern wins by 2 goals, then you're good. They both bets win. There is a world where Bayern can win this match and not advance.
Okay, right. I wasn't aware of that. Okay,
right.
I'm looking at this and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
it'll all make sense when the ball accidentally hits some guy's pinky and the game is decided on that. An otherwise good, well played game is decided on that.
This sucks. This sucks that you can lose on a draw though. Like I just like.
Right. Yeah, you could bet a 2-way. I think Bayern's probably minus 250 on the 2-way market. Draw no bet.
I'm looking to minus 1. Oh, is that the 2 up early payout? I don't know what the hell it is.
No. There's draw no bet usually, which is just 2-way market.
I read that. Yeah.
Tie no bet. Bayern minus 320. PSG plus 250. So that's if you want to take the draw out. The draw would be a push.
Gotcha.
I don't know how you guys do this soccer betting. This is crazy.
You know what's crazy? I want to say this because FanDuel tricked me too. So I was trying to bet under 4.5 because I did take some under 4.5. And I'm looking at all the books and I'm like, all right, draft, other book minus 130, minus 135. I'm like, wow, FanDuel minus 112. I'm going to bet that. Like, that's way too high. So I bet under 4.5 minus 112. Put it in the action app. I got a couple texts like, where did you find that number? I'm like, oh, FanDuel has it. So I go on and I click, and FanDuel now has an including extra time market, which is the one that I bet, not realizing that there's a difference.
Right.
So now if it's like 2-1 Bayern going into extra time and then they score 2 goals, I lose.
Right.
So now you can pretty much pencil in that's exactly what's going to happen in this game.
Raheem.
So be careful. Make sure to read the fine print.
I wasn't sure if I could do the $50,000, 104 game thing as Chief World Cup watcher. Now, after just, I barely could get through 6 minutes of soccer talk. I know I couldn't do it. I know now there's no way I could do it.
I don't think I can get through 15 minutes of soccer.
Dabbundo presents a nice, coherent case for it, and I still am like, all right, we gotta move on.
Look, if you're a soccer casual and you're somebody who doesn't really watch the sport, or if you're a fan who wants to get other friends into it, like today is the kind of game you actually want to show people because it is going to be free flowing, it is going to be high flying. The attacking players, Harry Kane, Michael Olise, like Desiree Doué, Ousmane Dembele, it's as good. Kavicha Kvaratskhelia, it's as good as you're gonna find in the world. You wouldn't want to show them like Arsenal Atletico yesterday. That was not a thriller.
I got into soccer once, and that's only because I had a girlfriend who really wanted to watch the World Cup, and I pretended to like it just for her because she had some bomb. I'm just gonna put it that way.
But and I was like, you know the equalizer, Raheem. You know how to make that good. You'd have to have like $3,000 on each game if you were going to be the chief financial fan or whatever the hell this is called, right?
No, but I like this girl, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do what I got to do to make sure I can continue getting what I want to get.
Right. And what happened? No, she did no good.
I got sick of her. She was too clingy. Okay. She was too clingy. Like,
that's what the soccer fans do.
I would come in my house sometimes. I'd be sitting down eat dinner, and she'd be like, "Yo, I want to sit on your lap." I'm like, "Yo, wait till I finish eating. Chill."
Raheem has to have his protein. Yep. Protein's first priority. All right, let's do Ticket Taker. We like this. It's a fun segment. I present you guys with two, well, not fictional tickets. They were real sports betting tickets out there on FanDuel, and you tell me which you would prefer. And let's start with baseball. I don't know why I put this up there. The Mets or the Red Sox to make the playoffs, both are approximately plus 260, Raheem.
Which one God, this is like...
I know.
Oh, my God. This is like horrible. I'm going to say the Mets. And the only reason why I'm going to say the Mets is because the market opened them so high. So I'm going to give them credit for having the pedigree. That maybe there's some type of regression. But this is terrible.
It is really bad. Dabbundo, I feel like you're going to say the Mets too, only because I feel like on our text change, you've sworn off the Red Sox with the crochet news and everything, but maybe you'll surprise me here.
Yeah, it's going to be that everybody on the staff of Boston is cooked. The Mets can still turn this around. Again, we've seen Lindor have slow starts before. Soto missed a good bit of April. Like, we have not seen the full strength Mets, but we are at some point going to see the full strength Mets. Hopefully, maybe not, depending on who you root for. The Red Sox pitching looks done. Their bullpen is not holding up like it did last year, and their lineup is like multiple bats short, and they're in a tougher division. I mean, the NL East has not really held its weight. The Phillies are now in second place. I don't know if you saw that, Sal. They've had a bit of a winning streak here. 16-20 Phillies are second place in the National League East, so there are going to be plenty of opportunities for the Mets to play their way back in, whereas the Red Sox are in dead last, and I don't think coming out of dead last this year.
See, it's interesting. By the way, Mets are 4-5 in their last 9, so that's pretty amazing too. But I'm looking at it a different way. I'd say the Red Sox here are the better value because there are only 3 teams in the American League above 500. In fact, the Red Sox are currently, if I'm counting this right, 2 games out of a wild card. So I know it sucks. Oh, look who's in the division, but there's still a lot of out of division playoff spots you could grab here. I know their ace is shelved, but the Mets are the Mets. I don't know.
Crochet is a problem.
Yeah.
By the way,
the physical ticket, I'd rip it up. If it's a physical Mets ticket, just out of anger by July for sure. So that's why
you won't be able to cash that. Yeah.
Yeah,
the 3 teams over 500 in the AL, by the way.
Yeah.
2 of them are the Rays and the Athletics.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Tampa's got a good staff, but
even odds that one of them ends up under 500. Let's do another one here. Which would you rather have, Raheem? Jeremiah Love. Featured back for the Tennessee Titans. I'm sorry, for the Arizona Cardinals, Rookie of the Year, or Caitlin Clark, MVP of the WNBA, both approximately plus 300.
Oh, this is tough. I want to say Caitlin Clark, but it appears she's starting the year injured already, which is tough. I think Jeremiah Love has like very tough competition. I think somebody like Jordan Tyson or even Mendoza could possibly win it over him. and
Gotta
I'm
pick
also
one.
partial. I'm partial to Asia, but I'm gonna
Right.
say Caitlin Clark because I just think she has it. So I'd rather have that Caitlin Clark ticket in my back pocket.
All right. Dabbundo, what do you say?
Jeremiah Love. Think like if you have as many holes as the Cardinals do, and you spend a top 5 pick on this guy, you got to run him into the ground. Like it has to be an organizational priority to give this guy as many touches as possible to make this pick look as good as possible. Because quite frankly, the pick makes no sense, and it was a disaster of a pick, and it is a pick that will set the franchise back. However, it doesn't really matter for offensive rookie of the year because it's a volume game. And the only quarterback that's going to get a lot of clock this year, we don't even think is going to play week 1. So it's going to be hard for him to get invested. If you do like Mendoza a lot, like wait until week 3 or week 4, whenever the hell they announce him as the starter. So I'm going to go with Love here because I don't think, I mean, like there's a bunch of receivers, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty of Mekhi Lemon people because, once they trade A.J. Brown, now Lemon steps in. But, Carnell Tate, Jadarian Price, like all those guys are less obviously the featured part of the offense. Who's the featured guy in Arizona?
Yeah, I
Marvin
know,
Harrison Jr. and then what?
Well, it's funny you say him
Who's
because
the quarterback? And I think that's the problem because he could find himself in a situation like Ashton Jenney. Ashton Jenney had 266 carries, 975 yards, 5 touchdowns, but it was just like, all right, he didn't make the impact he could have because the offensive line wasn't good and there's no quarterback. So that's the thing that scares me.
That's why this pick
I mean, the
was
Raiders
weird.
O-line
You
was
have to have the
generationally
quarterback
bad.
before you have the draft the running back, right? I would say that's how it should work, but I don't know. Dabbundo, you're gonna love this number if you feel like they are gonna run him into the ground, and this is what Arizona's gonna do. What do you think his rushing total is?
875.
Yeah, 900.5. So that's not going to do it. That's not going to win Rookie of the Year. But I'd still take him over Caitlin Clark because she gets slaughtered every game. I mean, she's going to miss some time as she undergoes various assaults. So maybe that'll help her in the court of public opinion.
Also,
I say Jeremiah Love.
On one hand, it's very easy because she would have the narrative behind her.
Right.
But because she's under so much scrutiny, she gets more criticism too. So like I actually think being the media darling can work against you when expectations are as high as they are for her.
And Asia's pretty damn good, as Raheem mentioned.
Yeah.
So there's that too. All right, we mentioned Fernando Mendoza and whether he's going to start or not. So let's make this a ticket taker. Fernando Mendoza to start week 1 or Jalen Brunson, Eastern Conference Finals MVP, both approximately plus 160. Yeah, FanDuel has a few quarterbacks or a few teams who's going to start week 1 for quarterback, and Mendoza's at plus 160. What do you think, Raheem?
Oh, this is easy. Jalen Brunson. The coach already said that Mendoza's not going to be starting right away. They already have Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is going to be starting week 1.
Hell yeah.
Unless he has a miserable camp or gets injured. So give me Jalen Brunson.
I wish we had an NFL schedule. Figure out who the Raiders are playing week 1. Be a fun one.
We're supposed to have one next week, and then they said that might be delayed a week because Goodell is trying to sell a 5-game package to a streaming network, which includes the day before Thanksgiving and I think another Christmas Eve game or something, plus the Australia game that none of the networks want to send 50 people to, like ESPN or anything. So we might be delayed on that. But all right, and Dabbundo, who are you taking here?
Yeah, I'm going with Brunson as well. I may have underreacted when I said that I wasn't going to overreact to the Knicks' demolition of the Hawks. I mean, we'll see how the series goes. We'll see what the situation is with the Sixers. But yeah, I mean, essentially, like Brunson's odds should be the same as the Knicks' odds. Like, there's no world where the Knicks win the East without Brunson winning MVP. And right now, the Knicks, what are their East odds?
Yeah, I was looking. So they're plus 115.
Plus 115.
And that's versus
that should be
plus
that should be
160.
Brunson's odds to win the, because Cat just doesn't shoot enough.
I was just going to say
there's
Cat
no
could
world.
get it if he had a few games where he just went nuts with double, triple doubles or something. But yeah, that's
Even
that's
in the
bet.
favorable matchups though, they don't ever give it to Cat, and he doesn't shoot enough.
Right.
So
And Mendoza, everything's pointing to him sitting and learning and watching Kirk Cousins' noodle arm on display before the Raiders are 0-4 and Brady's ripping his beautiful rejuvenated hair out of his head. So I'm surprised he's a both plus 160, to be honest. How about this, guys? Austin Reeves to win Western Conference Final MVP or Noah Syndergaard's receding hairline. Which would you rather have?
I'll
That's
go.
not on FanDuel. Not on FanDuel.
I'll go Austin Reeves, Eastern Conference Finals MVP. I
Eastern,
did
not
see a
even
tweet. It
Eastern,
was like,
yeah.
"This is the most bald man with long hair that I've ever seen."
He did it. He's a new
But I'm
Hulk
glad,
Hogan.
they're bringing back the presidential fitness test,
Oh,
aka
yeah.
High Rocks for juniors. It's
Right.
very exciting. I'm very happy that that's back. I
Yeah,
used to love
and-
doing the sit and reach and the pull up. Yeah, that back in 5th grade. Those were the days.
Who better to sponsor it than a pitcher who's a dozen years past his prime? Noah Syndergaard. There you go.
As somebody
Raheem,
with a full head of hair,
you
I'm
really
just
are.
gonna stick with my hair.
Flex.
I'm gonna ride with. I will put my whole bank account on Austin Reeves to make sure my hairline does not look like that. And I have already done it. So
Austin Reeves. Is he going to get traded to the Thunder? How is he going to? I mean, they're 0-5 against the Thunder. Our average margin 27. Good
that would
God.
be literally the happiest bet I ever lose.
So when
love
they
it.
go 0-8, what do we think the margin ends up being by the time the series is over? Do we think it ends up under 24, 23, or do we think?
Well, most of the games are in the books now, right? So for
Right, 5 out of 8
games
are in the books.
At 27. They're going to have at least one more double digit. Yeah, I mean, listen, I guess 25 maybe. Maybe the Lakers have like a 3-game.
The Lakers might. I think the Lakers cover both home games.
Interesting. All right.
They might even steal a home game. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
It can't be too easy for OKC.
Right.
They got to lose one.
Let's do the play of the day, guys. Hey, we went 3 for 3 on Monday.
We
mine was
did.
the
Not
last
even a
one.
sweat.
What happened, Raheem? Knicks, easy, right?
Knicks easy.
Dabbundo had his Phillies, of course.
They didn't allow a run. Only scored one, but they didn't
1-0.
allow any runs.
That was a
Yeah.
soccer game for you, an extra side game. And I
You
had
had a
what did I
baseball
have?
game.
White Sox over the Angels or something. I think it was like 6-0.
You went
late,
against
so
the
that was
hottest
good.
pitcher in baseball.
I know.
Jose
Sometimes you have
Soriano
to
gave
do
up
that.
5 earned in 3 innings.
Yeah. All right.
Couldn't believe
You got another baseball game for us, Dabbundo.
I do. Late night tonight, Pittsburgh and Arizona, under 8. It's Paul Skeens on the mound. He's pretty good at baseball, huh? The scary thing here is the bullpens. I like both starters more than the market. However, the bullpens terrify me. So we got to hope this is like 2-2 when the starters come out because both bullpens are pretty bad. However, that's about a half run too high. So give me under 8, Pittsburgh, Arizona out in the desert tonight.
Was that Skeen's last outing where he gave up 3? It was against the Cubs?
The Cardinals.
2 innings? Cardinals, yeah, right.
Yeah, Weatherholt and Walker crushed him last Thursday.
All right. Let's root for no runs there. All right, I'm going to take an SGP before we get to Raheem's. Spurs money line, Wemby 20-plus points, Wemby 10-plus rebounds, Wemby 3-plus blocks, plus 107. I know it's a long way to go for just a barely plus, but they close the regular season on a 30-4 run, 30-4. The next game after those 4 losses, they won all 4. They lost to Portland in the playoffs and then won the next game by double digits. Wemby had 29 and 39 points in 2 meetings versus Minnesota. He's going to get his 20. Last 3 playoff games, he had 12 or more boards. He only needs 10 here. From March 1st till the end of the season, he had 10 or more boards in 14 and 19 games, and he had an amazing 12 blocks in game 1. Some of them they're saying are goaltending. I don't care. Whatever. They're counting them. And he has 25 blocks in 3 games, 3 or more in 10 of his last 14. This one's pretty easy, I think. Those are the ones that lose, of course, the ones that are easy. But plus 107, Wemby. Spurs, that's my SGP. Raheem, what do you got? Sticking with
And
the
you
Knicks.
say
Why not?
New York City. I'm riding with the New York Knicks. They are not the Boston Celtics. They will not have that weird letdown game that the Boston Celtics had in game 2 against the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm laying the 7.5 with the New York Knicks. I know
Bing
it's
bong.
It's going to be a lot of sharp money on the Philadelphia 76ers, but forget that sharp money. I said before, this line should be 10. Line does not make sense. Taking the New York Knicks. Maybe we come back and take the Philadelphia 76ers in game 3, but this is New York's time to shine. I'm in a New York state of mind.
I was
There you
thinking
go.
about this. So if the Knicks win tonight, game 3 would be Sixers down 2-0 at home. They would probably be like plus 1.5, right? Spread?
Something 1.5.
No.
Yeah. Minus 1.5?
It would be Knicks minus 2.5, 3.
Really? Sixers
Well,
be
I'll tell you what,
favored in the first half. then, I'll tell you what.
Atlanta was the
Oh,
same
you
thing.
said in the first, yeah. BG, I think the Knicks would probably be laying 3.
I mean, compared to the Atlanta series, wasn't that, were they 2.5 or
Yeah, actually, it
1.5
was similar.
game
They were like 1.5, 2.5 for game 3.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right, listen, I like this batch, guys. Knicks, we got the under in the baseball game. We got the Spurs Wemby thing. I'm not going to guarantee 6-0, but I like it. 3-0 Monday. Let's go 3-0 Wednesday. And maybe we don't ask House back. Maybe we have to have Raheem again. If we go 6-0, Raheem's going, House is going golfing Friday again. Sorry. We got to keep it going.
Nah. You got to bring House back. We love House.
We need the break. Raheem needs some sleep.
I need some sleep.
All right. We did it. That's going to do it for another episode of the Ringer.
Embiid just officially
Show.
got ruled out. Embiid just got
He's
officially
out?
ruled out.
And we beat the best of the number.
We did. It's
Holy
all
cow.
official. Lock on FanDuel. You don't see it. All right. Good call, Dabbundo.
Oh, we have to re-talk about this game now?
We got it.
Hip and ankle injuries.
Our
Holy
graphic
cow.
is going to show 7.5. I don't care what they boost us to. So God bless. That's it.
And here's the thing. If y'all follow my Twitter, I told y'all the line was wrong the other day.
You can't be saying that. You can't be saying that.
No,
that.
I
when
said
Embiid's not
on
playing.
Monday, right after the
you
game.
can't take a victory lap when Embiid gets ruled out.
But I'm just saying. But even then, I'm taking a victory lap on the line moving from 6.5 to 7.5.
And now 10.5, as I see it. Wow. Wow. Look at that. Oh, if the Sixers win this game, that's going to be such garbage. All right. Good for you, Raheem and Dabbundo. Watch those Sixers tonight. That does it. Another episode of Ringer Gambling Show. For Raheem Palmer, Anthony Dabbundo, a.k.a. Tony Tokens, I'm Sal saying so long and happy handicapping. You must be 21 or older and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 or older and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE/NY or text HOPE New York in New York. For Louisiana, call 1-877-770-7867.